Hello? Is this thing working? I, I gotta talk about this. I think I'm safe right now, so... Right, first of all, name's M. I'm 19, a male. If I go missing, use this recording to find me. Anyway, just last week I was hanging out with a friend of mine. His name's Robbie. Robbie and I were walking back to the house and I suddenly spotted this odd purple object. I went over to pick it up, but Robbie seemed confused. He couldn't see what I was holding. I debated bringing it home, but it seemed like a curse to me. I mean, why could only I see it? That's not natural, is it? Unfortunately, when we got home, I spotted it once more. I felt like I could hear whispering coming from it, and the wind blew slightly toward the west. I tried to ignore it, but for days it continued. Even after getting rid of the object, it kept finding its way back to me. The whispering began invading my dreams, whispering chants and metaphors I barely understood. Stuff about trees, unknown beings, and to belong with them. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I snuck out of the house and climbed into my car. I took the highway. I don't know why. It just felt right. On the way, though, I felt like the skies were really pink. A purple thunderstorm felt as if it was rumbling above, and everything I passed by matched that purple color. I saw a frog of some sort with purple eyes. It sat on a stump as if it didn't realize how it looked at that moment. Almost as if it looked like that all its life. I thought I was hallucinating. I mean, it was 2 in the morning after all. And I wasn't exactly the greatest at staying up late. I followed the whispering as it got louder and louder until it suddenly snapped to a silence. There was no wind at all now. I pulled over and stepped out to see a large forest in front of me. Right then, I realized where fate was taking me. I had been in this forest just a few years back. My family had gone for a picnic and we lost track of my little sister. We wandered off into the forest and we never saw her again. Even after calling the police, nobody found her. Why was the world trying to bring me back here? Was she waiting for me to save her? As I walked into the forest, I couldn't help but feel as if I had eyes on me. I was scared. Suddenly, I heard a swift skimpering of footsteps through the forest. I spun around desperately, but I couldn't see anything. I'd never been more terrified in my life. Finally, I saw the creature, but I was unable to make out just what it was. I didn't have time to. I turned to run out of the forest, but I tripped on a branch and fell directly into the ground. I don't say that lightly. I mean, literally into the ground. My arm began becoming absorbed by the grass for some reason. The steps behind me were growing closer, and I didn't know what to do. I pulled as hard as I could to get out, and somehow I was able to. It took a second, but I ripped my hands out, and then my knees, and finally my entire body. I'd never run faster in my life. I quickly jumped into my car and drove home, and here we are now. I don't know if anyone else is dealing with this. Hell, I don't know if anyone else is even going to believe this. My own best friend probably won't. I don't know if it followed me home or not. So, here I am, trying to explain my story before it takes me. I'm sure nobody will even see the creature after it takes me either. I wish I knew why I was chosen for this. I wonder if this is how my sister died. I hope nobody is next. My word of advice, if someone hears this, save yourself. Ignore the object at all times, no matter how bad it gets, and never give in. This is the curse that we can't break. Thank you for listening. Hope everything works out for you, listener. Goodbye.